You bought it for the reliability. You trusted the badge. Whether it's a Silverado, a Tahoe, or a Suburban, these vehicles are the backbone of the American road. But for nearly 1 million Chevy owners, that trust just turned into a 5-figure nightmare. It's not just bad luck, and it's not just a lack of maintenance. There is a fundamental flaw in the DNA of modern GM V8s that is killing them before they even hit 150,000 miles. Some don't even make it past their first oil change. Today, we're peeling back the valve covers and exposing the 2 ticking time bombs hidden inside your engine block. If you own a modern Chevy, pay close attention. First, let's talk about the AFM and DFM systems, active and dynamic fuel management, designed to save pennies at the pump by turning your high-output V8 into a 4-cylinder. These systems rely on incredibly complex lifters. Unlike a standard lifter, these must collapse on command to deactivate the valves. The problem? These lifters are prone to sticking, failing to pump up, or collapsing entirely. It starts as a faint tick, a rhythmic sound many owners mistake for a simple fuel injector. But in these engines, that tick is a death rattle. When a lifter fails to expand, the pushrod flops, and the internal components begin to hammer against each other. This doesn't just stop the cylinder. It often destroys the camshaft itself. The one mistake here isn't just ignoring that sound. It's an engineering compromise that forces high-stress hardware to perform a delicate mechanical dance thousands of times per hour. Once that lifter locks up, your reliable V8 becomes a paperweight, requiring a full teardown of the top end of your engine. But if the lifters are a slow burn, the second issue is a sudden catastrophic explosion. Specifically, on the 6.2 LL87 engines found in premium trims, owners have faced a massive wave of failures due to manufacturing defects. We're talking about out-of-spec crankshafts, and, perhaps even more shocking, sediment contamination left in the oil passages straight from the factory. During the casting and machining process, tiny particles of metal and sand can remain trapped in the complex galleries of the engine block. Once you start driving, the oil pressure picks up this debris and circulates it through the entire system. Imagine sand and microscopic metal grit acting as liquid sandpaper, grinding away the main and rod bearings. Eventually, the friction becomes too high, the bearing spins, and the engine seizes entirely, often at highway speeds. This isn't a case of using the wrong oil or driving too hard. This is a factory-born defect that turns your engine's lifeblood into a destructive abrasive. GM has acknowledged issues with specific manufacturing dates, but for many owners outside the recall window, the fear is real. When your crankshaft is machined with the wrong tolerances, no amount of careful driving can save it from eventual failure. So, what is the fix? When GM issued technical service bulletins, the recommendation for some was a simple switch to thicker 0W40 oil. Critics and mechanics alike call it a band-aid on a bullet wound. If you own one of these trucks, you need to be proactive. First, listen. Any change in engine note, no matter how small, needs immediate inspection. Second, protect the internals. Many owners choose to disable the AFM system electronically through an OBD2 plugin or a custom tune. This prevents the lifters from engaging in that high-wear deactivation cycle. Finally, monitor your oil religiously. Don't wait for the oil life monitor to hit 0%. In these high-tech engines, frequent, high-quality oil changes with high-end filters are the only way to flush out any potential internal contaminants before they can do permanent damage to your bearings. The era of the bulletproof small-block V8 is changing. Complexity is the new enemy of long-term reliability. If you're driving a modern Chevrolet, you aren't just a driver, you're an active monitor. Know what's inside your block, listen for the warning signs, and don't wait until you're stranded on the side of the highway to pay attention. Your engine's life depends on it. Subscribe for more deep dives into the automotive truth.